The San Jose Sharks do it again. The Good Vibe Sharks are back. Come back from 4 goals in a second period. I don't know what got into this team, so we're going to try to figure out together on this live edition of Locked on Sharks.
You're Locked on Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked on Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, contributor at San Jose Hockey Now. I want to thank you for making Locked on Sharks your first listen, probably a part of the Locked on Network. We cover your team every day. And if you want to be an everydayer, all you got to do is just follow along wherever you get podcasts, or you can watch on YouTube as well. We are doing a live no therapy session, more like a oh my gosh, what is happening session, as these Sharks come back for a second game in a row, multiple goal deficit to come back and win in overtime, this time 6-5 over the Detroit Red Wings. And folks, I'm just going to say what we're all thinking. The Good Vibes Sharks are back. This team right now is playing some of the best hockey that I can remember in a long while, or at least the most resilient hockey, right? This team, again, it's not going to, compete with the 18-19 Sharks or those, but this team is fun, right? You're getting contributions from a lot of guys. Your young players are contributing. Your star players are producing. It's a good mix of veterans and young players. And it's just like, even compared to a month ago, right? A month ago at this time, we're talking about how, getting blown out by 8 goals in consecutive games. Like, just how much this team has grown up in such a short period of time. It's exciting to watch there. This game was drunk. That's the only way to describe it. Especially when it looked like it was same old Sharks, right? What we have seen in the past couple, even this year, what we've seen where, like, as soon as any adversity hits, this team folds faster than Superman on laundry day. And no, not today. Not today, kids. I tweeted out same old Sharks. This is the Sharks we know. Going on a penalty kill. You thought, like, nail in the coffin here. But Marc-Edouard Vlasic doing the best thing he's done all year. Goes to the box. We get two shorthanded goals. When was the last time that's happened to the Sharks? I can't remember last time. It's probably something like Patrick Marleau did it way back in the day. But 2 shorthanded goals on the same penalty kill. The Sharks didn't have any shorthanded goals at all this year. You get 2, and then they were feeling it. And that's the thing is the way that this team is playing right now. They're kind of feeding off each other. It's everybody producing, right? It's Hertl. You got 2 goals from Nico Sturm tonight. Do you know Mikael Granlund is the leading point scorer in the NHL for the month of December? That Mikael Granlund, who on this very podcast, I was like, dude, what do we do? What is this guy? Especially the way he started this year, right? He's healthy. He's playing some of his best hockey he's played in a long time. Eklund was great tonight. Eklund could have almost had a hat trick the way he was playing tonight. He had just missing on so many chances, and those will come. But in the goaltending, and I know this wasn't Mackenzie Blackwood's greatest game, and there was a lot of a lot of the goals were just defensive collapse. Like, the whole team had a brain fart for like 5 straight minutes, right? And that's where the Red Wings kind of scored all those goals. But the way they kind of Kaapo Kahkonen came in, calmed everything down. And this team was just like, we're not losing today. It is something insane right now that, again, and I know there's going to be questions about the tank, and it is a long season. But right now, this is what you want, right? This team is playing well, and it's getting contributions from the right guys, right? Tomas Hertl is like basically like, look at me, I'm the captain now. The way he's played recently, especially without Logan Couture, who is skating again. So we could be getting Couture back here, maybe around the beginning of the turn of the calendar. But this team right now is just so much fun to watch because you never know what's going to happen, right? Look at the last 2 games. These are some of the most fun I've had watching the Sharks almost since I've started this podcast, way back in February 2020, is when I joined the podcast. Like, I mean, yes, we had Erik Karlsson last year, but it was a lot of Erik Karlsson doing Erik Karlsson things, and Timo Meier was helping out with that. But like, you're getting play from up and down the ice or up and down the lineup from guys who were cast-offs, and your other teams didn't want him. Mikael Granlund was basically a salary dump. A lot of people thought Hertl would never be the same player again. William Eklund, what has he done? Kaapo Kahkonen, there was a lot of like, why do we trade for him? Mackenzie Blackwood, who again, not his best night, but the way Blackwood's been playing this season, he was, the Sharks basically got him for free. The Devils didn't want him. Do you think the New Jersey Devils would love to have Mackenzie Blackwood playing the way he is playing right now? I'm going to say yes. They would love to have Mackenzie Blackwood playing the way he's playing right now on their roster. Who knows where this team goes? I'm not predicting them to be a playoff team, and this is a long road in the rebuild, right? And hats off to David Quinn. On this very podcast about a month ago, I asked if he's going to make it to Thanksgiving. The dude is coaching his butt off right now. He is. Shut me up. The way David Quinn is playing right now, is coaching this team, he's pressing all the right buttons, and he's got the right lineup. And again, all the injuries this team has dealt with, and this team is just fun to watch. Like, you're looking forward to watching Sharks games because Mikael Granlund is playing great. Fabian Zetterlund looks like a brand new player and was an absolute monster tonight. If he doesn't get dragged in overtime, he's probably scoring the game winner. Makes a great play on the short. It's great. This is great. I'm enjoying this. If we gotta put the tanks in the garage for now and just enjoy good Sharks hockey, I'm down for it right now. The tank commander, maybe we're putting down the tank right now. We're putting away the white flag. The tanks are in the garage, at least for now. Let's enjoy this ride right now because, again, I don't think this team is going to the playoffs, but they could be. What if they're the Berserker team? Go look at the other hosts. Go look at that Locked On Isles host after. Go look at the comments in the YouTube page there. Don't be mean, but just go peek. The fans just, oh my God, what a collapse. How can we do this? The Red Wings guys, I'm sure they're going to be the same thing. Oh my God, what a collapse. How can we do this? We're just going to be that team that you do not want to play right now because we're never out of a game. We have too many guys who can just go off on any night. We don't have we don't have the stars of other teams, right? But we just got a gritty bunch of guys who are just fun to watch and they play for each other. And David Quinn, again, is coaching his butt off right now, getting these guys working together. And if you think back to this time last year, right? Remember how poor the Sharks started in October, they went to Europe and played in Sweden, and then the team just struggled scoring. And then November going into December, guess what? That Sharks team was playing a lot better, and a lot of it came to Erik Karlsson. But you can see the same formula, right? This team was the worst team that we'd ever seen. Guess what, guys? This team isn't the worst team in hockey right now. This team's a very competitive team that's going to play hard all 60 minutes. And it's a credit to every guy in that locker room for sticking through it, and a credit to David Quinn and Mike Grier. They have a plan. It's been bumpy, but you can see where this team is going. And just imagine if this team's playing like this, and once they get some more talent on this team, if those guys keep playing the way they are, this team's ceiling in the next couple seasons is going to be just outstanding. if they keep playing the same way they are and they hit on these draft picks. So we'll continue. We're going to look at the numbers and then we're going to answer some of your questions. So if you guys are watching right now on YouTube, go ahead, drop some of your questions, comments. I'll try to get to as many as I can. I'm just super pumped up right now. It's been a while. Basically the entire time I've been on this podcast of being able to enjoy Sharks hockey. So we'll continue here in just 1 second. Passion, drive, patience, what brings home the winning trophy is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors is everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level up to peak performance, from superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Bonus, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at all the prices you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guarantee Fit only available to U.S. customers. All right, let's dig into the numbers for this game. And the way this game started, the Sharks kind of took it to the Red Wings a little bit, and then the Red Wings did what they did in the second period. Again, the Sharks just had a team-wide brain fart for 5 straight minutes. But credit to the Sharks for crawling back into this game. And then in this third period, kind of very close competitive game. But so shot attempts at 5v5 was 46-55 in favor of the Red Wings. Corsi 54.46 to 45.54. Actual shots at 5v5, 23-28 shows how much the Sharks did a lot of their damage on special teams and with the goalie pulled. Scoring chances 27-25 in favor of the Sharks. High danger chances 10-9 in favor of the Sharks. Expected goals for 2.16 to 2.07 in favor of the Sharks. And Detroit got all 5 of their goals at 5v5. Again, complete brain fart for 5 straight minutes. But the Sharks did a really good job of kind of getting in front of Villalhosa and making life hard for him, right? How many shots were right on top of him? And he had to make some ridiculous saves, right? Eklund had a couple really, really good chances that he just wasn't able to convert. Duclair whiffs on that one play. The Sharks, you can see the Sharks offense really starting to kind of come together here over the last couple of weeks. And I think you could point to now they have two lines, right? You have the Zetterlund, Duclair, Granlund line, and then you have the Hertl, Barabanov, Eklund line, and both those lines are kind of starting to come together here. And Hertl has got 5 goals in the last 2 games, and you can see it. Hertl, Eklund, Barabanov played 12-22 time at ice on 5v5. 19 shot attempts. That is, love to see that right there. 19 shot attempts, gave up 14, 10-6 actual shots. They did give up a goal, 0.66 expected goals for to 0.15. Again, complete brain fart on everybody on that goal. 10 scoring chances by this line. Love it. 3 high danger chances. 8 defensive zone starts, so mostly starting their own end, and they're still dominating on that offense. That is, the future is bright. I told you guys about Eklund. I've been on the Eklund train since he was drafted. And look at what is going on. Look at what Elliot Friedman just tweeted. The Sharks need to stick with the teal helmets. Clearly the key to victory. Maybe it is. Maybe the teal helmets are the key to victory. Zetterlund, Granlund, Duclair, 942, 7-9 shot attempts. So I think they got a little bit more of the top line from the Red Wings. 2-7 actual shots, did give up a goal, 0.17 to 0.47 expected goals for, 1-3 high danger chances, and 4-7-1 with the zone starts. LeBanc, Sturm, Bailey, a little bit tougher night. They had 906, 4 to 12 shot attempts, and then 4 to 6 for actual shots. Had a goal, but gave up 2 goals as well. That goal that they had was great work. LeBanc did great work on that board, on the boards, kind of winning that battle and getting it going to Sturm and Bailey, who were able to kind of to score on the, but yeah, that line is, it wasn't the prettiest night for them, but they got the goals when it counted there. So again, with Jacob McDonald still as a forward, it's hard to look at his that line together because it still has him as a defenseman, excuse me. So Mike Hoffman, 8 minutes of 5v5, 66.67 Corsi 4. Says good to see. Fabian Zetterlund, or Philip Zena, excuse me, 913, 5-on-5, 8-11 shot attempts of 42.11, and then McDonald 7.55 minutes of 5v5, 6-11 shot attempts. So combined, it's probably a little bit under for under 50% for shot attempts if I had to guess with those guys. But yeah, let's look at the goalies really quick. So just Kaapo Kahkonen kind of coming in and saving the day when it was needed. It's interesting if Kaapo Kahkonen, because started the season, right? Blackwood was easily the guy, right? Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna keep running Blackwood out there, and he was playing great. But seems like Blackwood's kind of maybe slowed down a little bit, and Kaapo Kahkonen has just been stringing together strong performances. So I'm interested to see on Sunday. Got a couple days off here. Last game of the road trip, you're playing Vegas. Do you run Kaapo Kahkonen out there? Because I think he's playing a little bit better right now. But so Kaapo Kahkonen in all situations for the goalies. He made 11 shots on 10 saves on 11 shots, 909 save percentage. Expected goals against was 0.97. He did give up 1 goal. So his goal came from a mid-danger shot, and that was a breakaway. That was like a 4-on-2, a perfectly executed 4-on-2 by the Red Wings there. So kind of splitting the ice and making it basically a 2-on-1, and kind of they did a good job of kind of like shrinking the field, if that makes sense, and kind of opening things up for them, because I'm not trying to get too cute there. So Blackwood's night, again, some of them, like, I wouldn't say that any of them were really kind of soft goals. I think it was just complete defensive collapse by the Sharks there. So in all situations, that's really weird. With his goals, it only shows 2 against in all situations. Anyway, like looking at his number, yeah, he gave up a bunch of goals, but none of them where I'm just like, yeah, he probably should have had that. I thought it was just the defense just falling apart on him, and he got screened on a couple and stuff. And yeah, but you saw as soon as Kaapo Kahkonen came in, that penalty kill, just the way the team just kind of responded and just kind of got their stuff together and got really good pressure on the Red Wings and kind of transferred the brain fart from them to the Red Wings for 5 minutes. So, yeah, this team is, again, they're not the prettiest every night, and they're getting outshot in most nights, and they've been getting strong goaltending. The defense is still a bit of a work in progress, for the most part. But they've just been kind of finding a way right now, and I think that's all you can really ask for, is just play hard and see if you can kind of build on your recent successes. And I think this team is kind of building on their recent successes right now. Just for funsies, William Eklund had, behind Hoffman, Eklund had the highest Corsi 4 at 5v5 at 61.11%. So that's cool. That's good to see. Yeah, and then Hertl and Eklund led the way at time on ice in all situations. So that is good. Good to see. So we'll get to some of your thoughts and questions here in just 1 minute. I know we come to sports to escape from crazy realities of life, but can we talk for 1 minute about preparing for your life. According to the FDA, pharmacies are running out of antibiotics right in the middle of the worst flu season in over a decade. It's a holiday season. Maybe you're just traveling somewhere to celebrate with family. The last thing you want to do is be unprepared to take care of yourself or a loved one if you fall ill. Jace Medical can give you a peace of mind before you even hop on a flight. The Jace case comes with 5 different antibiotics to treat a long list of bacterial illnesses, including UTIs, respiratory infections, sinuses, skin infections, among others, and stuff that could happen to any of us. So visit jacemedical.com, complete your physician encounter. You'll be reviewed by a board-certified physician, and your medications will be dispensed at a licensed pharmacy at a fraction of the regular cost. It's never been more important to be prepared than today. So go to jacemedical.com. Use code LOCKEDON to get $20 off your order. All right, let's get some of your questions. Again, so John asks, does this team know they're supposed to be tanking on the bright side? Chicago has the lead. I'm not sure what that game is, but again, there's plenty of time, and I think this team is going to get decimated by the trade deadline. I think this team's going to be really bad at the trade deadline. So if you start terrible, maybe you have a good middle, and then you end terrible, I think you're going to be in the mix. Just because, like I said, we'll have plenty of time for the trade deadline stuff, but Granlund looks like a real piece that you might be able to trade, right? Duclair looks like you could trade. Again, they're probably not going to trade all these guys, but Duclair looks like a real piece. The defense, they're going to be trading out some of these guys, whether it's, Ferraro, Elliot Friedman had Benny mentioned in there. If you trade a goalie, like you have a lot of pieces that you're going, like the best thing about them playing right now is you're kind of bumping up the value of these potential trade pieces. So you're going to potentially get more back for them. And I think Mike Grier he knows this is a long thing and isn't going to get sucked in by 3 weeks of good play to thinking this is all of a sudden a playoff team. I think he knows the long-term plan. That's his job as a GM, is to think long-term. I don't see him becoming a buyer unless I could see him trying to get a distress asset who he thinks maybe can come play and have better value with the San Jose Sharks. But again, I don't think he's going to all of a sudden be like, we're a playoff team. No, he knows the long term. So what a rush. Radical Mallard. That's a great name. What a rush. This game was so wild to watch. I love it. I know I was losing my mind because it was just too much trying to clip all the goals back to back to back. Just too much going on. So Denver Doyles has got to give Quinn credit. They're playing hard. Yeah. David Quinn is this team playing really hard right now. So, again, it's been just a couple weeks here, but the way this team is playing now, especially where we were for, a month ago. Yeah. What do you think Ferraro would fetch in a trade? I think you're looking at probably a late second or a B+ prospect. So that would be my guess. We'll see, because I think Ferraro's value is to hockey people. I think Ferraro has higher value to analytical people, and I consider myself more on the analytical side. So I think Granlund, Tony Couture asked, I think Granlund was a good player and he's 31 years old. Will he resign with the Sharks after the 2024-5 season when he's a free agent, or is he going to be part of the Sharks' long-term plans? I don't think he's going to be part of the Sharks' long-term plans. And I think if you're Mike Grier, you try to sell high with him at some point because he's playing really good hockey right now. And you can see when he's fully healthy, he's got good wingers around him, what he can do. And I think he could be a really good piece for a team trying to make a cup run. So I don't think he's going to be part of long-term plans, especially if you have Will Smith coming. You got a bunch of the Barracuda guys like Robbins, you have Bordelot, you have Daniel Kushin. You're going to have pieces, younger players that you're going to want to start getting set into. And then especially if Couture and Hertl are still around, I think there'll be plenty of veteran leadership. So which players Grier's which Grier player has been the most? This is from Matt. Is it Dinnan? Sorry. Which Grier player has been the most impressive so far? For me, it's Zetterlund. Yeah, I talked about Zetterlund on this podcast. Great to see, just again, night and day from what we saw from last year to this year as a player. And I think I've talked about it before. I don't think we take in the human element of being traded sometimes and going again from one of the most fun teams in the league in the New Jersey Devils last year to the train wreck that was the San Jose Sharks at the end of the season. So, but you could tell he put in the work. He's got good line mates. He's got that dog in him, as the kids say. I love watching Zetterlund, and I think he's going to be a big piece for the Sharks going forward. He is just he's fun, man. All right. Let's see. The tripping penalty in Eklund was insane. I couldn't believe it. He drops his stick, he goes to pick it up, and Kane just kind of trips over it. Veteran move by I don't know if it's Kane or whoever got tripped over it. Veteran move to kind of fake the trip there. But good for that was glad that wasn't turned into a goal. So JD, yeah, that's what I do a lot. Sorry. That's part of it. Miguel Chavez, that Timo trade is looking better and better. Yeah, it was very underwhelming, but Quentin Musty looks like, again, he's going off. As long as he doesn't slew foot people, he's going off in the OHL, and he's looking to be on a record-setting pace in the OHL. And I think he's going to get his 9 games next year with the Sharks. So Shakir Mukhamadoun, we got to see what he can do in the NHL. You're getting either a late first round or probably the way that the Devils are playing right now, that pick is going to be a mid-second round pick. Maybe you could package up your second round pick and that Devils second round pick if you want to get back into the end of the first round. That's you have plenty of options here. And Zetterlund looks like a dude. So let's see. Matt Dillon, why did anyone catch why Vlasic got an unsportsmanlike penalty? Assuming he got, I'm sure he probably said something to the refs. And Vlasic has been known to kind of pop off every once in a while to the refs. So I'm assuming he said something to the refs and they threw him in the box for that. So that would be especially if it's an unsportsmanlike. So, all right, a couple more here before we get out. Steve Moreno says, if they continue to play this way, do you think Couture comes back on the third line? I'm putting together a segment here on what happens when we get a little bit closer to Couture, what happens with Couture. I think the third line kind of makes a lot of sense for him, and then you bump Nico Sturm down to the fourth line, especially with Ryan Carpenter being out, because right now they're basically running Zadina or Hoffman as your center just to try to find somebody for that moment. But I think, though, Couture as your third, as like a souped up third liner is insane, and especially the way Granlund's playing right now. I know you don't want to Wally Pip somebody from their job, but the way Granlund's playing right now, and the chemistry that line has, and then if you put Couture on the third line with, maybe Zadina, LeBanc, whoever, you could feel really good about that top 9. So you're going to be drunk, dude, if you keep taking a shot every time I say especially when I'm trying to read comments at the same time. So nicely decorated tree bud. You can thanks Mrs. Young for that one. That is her doing back there. So, but all right. I think I'm going to be just about done. We'll see what Finn. All right, Finn, right here. Do Zetterlund and Bailey put the nail in the coffin on a Weisblatt co-call-ups? No, I think Weisblatt and co probably get called up at the end of the year. Again, I think this team's going to get ravaged by the trade deadline just because if you look at all the potential pieces they could be moving out, and I think we'll see some of these guys kind of get their shots on the. But for now, also Weisblatt and co need to do something. Co's had a pretty solid start, but I think Weisblatt and co need to do something in the AHL before we start talking about them playing NHL games. So that's going to be it for me today. We'll be back next week, we'll catch up on the Vegas game, whatever happens with the Barracuda this weekend. If you didn't check out my Jake Furlong interview, go check that out from yesterday. It's pretty cool. I got really lucky with the timing since he was named to Team Canada that day that I interviewed him. So go check out that interview. Plenty of good stuff coming here at Locked On Sharks. Fun to hang out with you guys after a big win as the Good Vibe Sharks are back. If you're watching the live stream and you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. It's the best way to help me out. You can also follow the show wherever you get podcasts. And of course, like I said, watch on YouTube as well. You can follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Locked On Sharks. And you can follow me on Twitter at MyFryhole. Until Monday. Bye, friends.